Welcome back. You're watching Prime Edition. Lawmakers have called for sobriety and a bipartisan approach in the vetting of cabinet secretary nominees that kicks off on Monday, the 17th this month. The committee on appointment chaired by the Speaker of the National Assembly was approved on Wednesday and is tasked with a mandate to scrutinize the suitability of the 22 cabinet nominees appointed by the President in an exercise that ends on the 28th of October.
The ball is now set rolling for the vetting of cabinet secretary nominees for the 5th administration after the National Assembly approved 15 names for the Committee on Appointments. The committee, which is 1 week late, now has to get down to work and begin the vetting of President's cabinet beginning Monday next week.
We treat and consider all matters that shall come.
An exercise that ends on the 28th of October. While approving those who will sit in the committee, legislators call for the exercise to be conducted objectively and without bias.
Even as we settle down and we have the House Procedures Committee, let us hasten to amend our standing orders to ensure that these cabinet secretaries don't grow horns as soon as they are appointed. And they must know that the people who have vetted them, the people who have approved them, reside in this House. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, they must be responsive to the needs and aspirations of the Kenyan people that are represented by their representatives in this House.
That even as we look at the suitability or otherwise of individual persons who have been nominated by the President, you need to look at the whole package first in context. In context. Does it meet the tenets of the Constitution?
A section of members raising concerns over the suitability of some nominees, urging the committee to act for the greater interest of the public.
If the President brings the names of persons who, in the wisdom of this House, don't pass the suitability test, we are not trying to dictate the President on who to appoint. No. Far from it. We are simply telling the President that please, you have the time to go back and pick from amongst 25 million or so Kenyans those who can pass the test.
The House has equally approved 21 members to the Committee on Selection, which is tasked with constituting membership to the 43 House departmental committees. These, as both sections of the political divide, called for fairness in the distribution of members to the various committees.
These committees to ensure that no member sits in more than one of those committees. Public Accounts Committee, if you are in the Public Accounts Committee, then now forgo budget, forgo finance, forgo transport, forgo energy. So don't put park and then you put budget. No one can give you that. Honestly, if that list comes to this House, members will have a problem with that. So I am sure both sides, the leadership, will look into this matter.
During the sitting, the House also adopted the calendar for the first session that is set to come to an end in December.
As we move, Mr. Speaker, to adopt this calendar of the House, that colleagues, senators, will find it in their hearts and find a sense of duty to always be present in this House, follow through deliberations, and speak to the matters of the things that matter to the people that voted for them here.
For Prime Edition, I'm Gladys Mungai.